for this afternoon is the meninges and the ventricles. Okay, so the meninges, they are the one that covers the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, so again, the meninges covers the brain and the spinal cord. You have three types of meninges, or you have three meninges. You have the outer dura, which is the toughest. The middle is the arachnoid, and the one that closely invests the brain, that is the pia mater. The innermost covering of the brain is the pia mater, which is a thin vascular layer. Okay, so of course, the meninges, the functions of the meninges is it protects and covers the brain and the spinal cord. It protects and covers the CNS. Also, it protects the blood vessels and encloses the venous sinuses. Okay, and it also contains the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay. So again, these are the covering of the brain. You have the outer dura. Okay, that is the outermost, that is the toughest covering among the three. You have the middle, okay, the middle arachnoid, which is a thin filamentous layer. Makikita nyo later, it's like a spider web. And the one that closely adhere or contours the gyri, the sulci of the brain, that is the pia mater, the pia mater. Okay, so for the pia mater, again, this is a vascular membrane. It is covered by mesothelial cells. Again, you can see here that it covers or it invests the brain as well as the sulci, the gyri. Okay, so yeah, nakadikit siya. It is adherent to the surface of the brain. That is, again, the inner layer, which is the pia mater, in contrast with the dura mater. Okay, so that is the pia mater. So this is another picture of the pia mater covering the gyri. The gyri, those are the elevated portion of your cortex. Okay, yung sulci, yun yung mga deep, yung mga yan. Yung mga bumababa, yung mga depressions, those are your sulci or sulcus. Okay? So, yan. Okay. So, this is an actual specimen of our brain. Yan, we took a picture. Okay, so yan yung makikita nyo. So, you have here covering. So, this one class, that is still the arachnoid. Okay? You can see here below the arachnoid, the glistening blood vessels. Here, you can see here, class. So when you peel the arachnoid, you will see here. So this is a higher magnification or a bigger picture of the pia mater. Okay, so you can see that it is or it encloses the brain. Okay, nakadikit siya, or it is adherent to the structures of the brain. The gyri again and the sulci. So this is the arachnoid. Okay, so that is the pia mater. The next layer, class, is the arachnoid, which is the middle layer that is a delicate, impermeable, avascular layer. Okay, again, it lies between the pia mater internally and the dura mater externally. Okay, so this class is the dura mater. This is the arachnoid. So you have here a space here that is the subdural space. And in between the arachnoid and the pia mater, you also have another space that is the subarachnoid space, which is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so again, this is the arachnoid or the middle layer. Okay, so this is the subdural space, and later I'll show you the subarachnoid space. Okay, so this one, ayan. Okay, you can see the rod. Okay, so this one, it pierces the arachnoid. So the space there between the pia and the arachnoid, that is the subarachnoid space. Subarachnoid space, again, the subarachnoid space contains the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so you have there also, it is formed by a delicate connective tissue. Okay, so again, you have here the cerebrospinal fluid at the subarachnoid space. Okay, so the dura mater, that is the outer covering of the brain. So you have two parts of the dura mater. Okay, the endosteal and the meningeal layer. Okay, look class, this is the bone. Okay, the skull bone. The inner surface of the skull bone is called the periosteum. Okay, so the part of the dura mater that covers or lines the periosteum, that is the endosteal layer of the dura mater. The endosteal layer of the dura mater. Again, the inner surface of the periosteum or the skull bones is lined by the endosteal layer of the dura mater. Okay, it is not continuous with the dura mater of the spinal cord. Hanggang dyan lang siya sa periosteum. Okay? While the meningeal layer, that is the dura mater proper, again, that is the one that is covering the brain. Yan yung cover ng ating brain. Okay? So this one, the meningeal layer of the dura mater, is continuous with the spinal cord. So yan din yung covering or yung dura ng ating spinal cord. Okay, and this meningeal layer of dura mater also has inward folds we call the septa, which divides the portion of the cerebrum of the brain. Okay, so again, your dura mater has the meningeal layer, which is continuous with the dura mater of the spinal cord. This meningeal layer forms the septa. Okay, those are inward foldings that separates part of the brain. And the endosteal layer of the dura mater, it is not continuous with the dura of the spinal cord. It is only located, or it lines the inner surface of the periosteum, okay, which is the inner surface of the bone, okay, and the skull bone. Am I clear, class? Huh?
Yes, po.
Okay, so these are the septa or folds of the meningeal layer of the dura mater. So what are the functions of this septa, class? Of course, it restricts the rotary displacement of the brain. Okay, so you have here the falx cerebri. So this one, the falx cerebri divides the cerebral cortex into the right and the left lobe. This is a vertical sheet of dura, again, between the cerebrum, between the cerebral hemisphere, the right and the left cerebral hemisphere. Okay, so we also have here the tentorium cerebelli. Okay, the tentorium cerebelli, which is a horizontal sheet that projects between the cerebrum and the cerebellum. So inferior to the tentorium cerebelli is the cerebellum. So this is already infratentorial. So inferior to the tentorium cerebelli are infratentorial structures. Superior to it are the supratentorial structures such as the cerebrum. Okay, clear? So tentorium cerebelli, tent. So it roofs over or tent-like structure that covers the surface or the superior surface of the cerebellum. Okay, tentorium cerebelli. Okay, you have here, class, this small sickle shape fold of dura mater between the cerebellar hemisphere, and that is the falx cerebelli. So if you have the falx cerebri that divides the cerebral cortex, you also have the falx cerebelli, which partitions or divide the cerebellum into the right and the left lobe. Okay, the falx cerebelli. And here, class, look, okay, at the roof of the sella turcica, there is the diaphragma sella. The diaphragma sella. Again, this forms a roof over the sella turcica. So here you have here a small opening for the passage of the pituitary stalk. Okay, pituitary stalk. That is again the diaphragma sella. Okay, so this is an actual specimen again. Again, this one is the meningeal layer of the dura mater. This is, class, the falx cerebri. And this one, you can see, divided siya into two. That is the one that covers the superior surface of the cerebellum. This is the tentorium cerebelli. Okay, the tentorium cerebelli. And you have sinuses here. Okay, so we'll discuss the sinuses later. But here, at the free or the inferior surface of the falx cerebri is the inferior sagittal sinus. And here at the superior border or the fixed border of the falx cerebri is the superior sagittal sinus. So again, you have here the superior sagittal sinus, and here at the free border, free inferior border of the falx cerebri is the inferior sagittal sinus. Okay, so this is the meninges, the dura mater with the actual brain, so you'll be able to visualize. Okay, so here again, that is the falx cerebri. It divides the right and the left lobe of the cerebral core of the cerebrum. Okay, this is the falx cerebelli, which divides the right and the left lobe of the cerebellum. And this one class, that is the tentorium cerebelli, containing the transverse sinus. This is the tentorium cerebelli, which roofs over the cerebellum, the superior surface of the cerebellar hemisphere. Again, this is the tentorium cerebelli. Do you have any questions so far, class?
None po.
Okay, so naiintindihan naman kasi you just had your lecture, so I guess fresh pa sa inyo. So this is the sagittal section. Yan, that is the, again, the falx cerebri. This is the falx cerebri class, okay? So here, this is the corpus callosum, which unites the right and the left cerebellar hemisphere. So the inferior border of the falx cerebri, it usually is above the corpus callosum. Okay, so that is a commissure that connects the right from the left cerebral hemisphere. So yan, makikita nyo dito, above or superior to it is the inferior surface of the inferior border of the falx cerebri. Okay, so this one, very nice. So you can see the tentorium cerebelli, okay, which divides the cerebrum from the cerebellum. Kaya ito, posterior, infratentorial structure, and above the tentorium cerebelli are the supratentorial structures. Okay? So yan, yon. Okay. Okay, so here, I'll just show you a better picture of the transverse sinuses or the sinuses later. Okay? Here, you can see here the falx cerebelli. So this is again a small sickle-shaped fold of dura mater. It is attached to the internal occipital crest. Okay, so it projects forward in between the two cerebellar hemisphere. This is part of the occipital lobe class. So dyan siya sa occipital part, banda, inferior. That is the attachment of the falx cerebelli. Okay, so yan yon. In between the cerebellar hemisphere. That is the falx cerebelli. Very easy to recall because cerebellum divides the cerebellum, so it's cerebelli. Okay, so this one class, this is the diaphragma sella. Again, this is a small fold of dura mater that roofs over the sella turcica. You have there a small opening for the passage of the stalk of the pituitary gland. Okay, so this space here, posterior to the diaphragma sella, that is the tentorial notch kung saan dumadaan yung ating brainstem. That is where brainstem passes through. Okay, okay. So yeah, that is the diaphragma sella. So this is a diagram. So para ma-imagine nyo yung diaphragma sella natin. Very small. So when we dissect the meninges, the dura, usually nasisira na ito, napupunit because it is, again, very small lang. Okay, so for the dural venous sinuses, okay, so it is usually seen between the layers of the dura mater. So the main function is receives blood from the brain to the cerebral veins and the CSF from the subarachnoid space to the arachnoid villi. Okay, so you have here, yan na, mas maganda ito. I added this in the slides, ngayon lang, just earlier. Kaya hindi siya kasama dun sa uploaded. But I guess you have this picture naman with your lecture kay Dr. Barlasa, so no need to re-upload. Okay? So I'm sure nadaanan niyo itong mga sinuses na ito. Okay? So again, this is the falx cerebri, as I've said earlier, at the inferior fixed border, so inferior free border, you have the inferior sagittal sinus. And at the superior fixed border is the superior sagittal sinus, okay? So let's follow the inferior sagittal sinus, okay? So it is, or it will become the straight sinus, okay? So the straight sinus class occupies the line of junction between the falx cerebri with the tentorium cerebelli. Okay, so again, it is formed by the union of the inferior sagittal sinus with the great cerebral vein. So, yan no, makikita nyo, this is the inferior sagittal sinus, then it will become the straight sinus. Okay. So, another sinus is the transverse sinus. So this is the transverse sinus. These are paired structures that begins at the internal occipital protuberance. Okay, the right sinus is usually continuous with the superior sagittal sinus. Again, the right transverse sinus is continuous with the superior sagittal sinus, and the left is continuous with the straight sinus. So here, from the inferior sagittal sinus, it will become the straight sinus, then become the left transverse sinus. The left transverse sinus. Again, the right continues with the superior sagittal sinus. The left, it is continuous with the straight sinus. Okay? Okay, so the occipital sinus is found at the falx cerebelli. Yeah. So this is the transverse sinus. Okay, so again, the right continues with the superior sagittal sinus, and the left, continues with the straight sinus. And you have here the occipital sinus that is located at the falx cerebelli. Okay, the sigmoid sinus is a continuation of the transverse sinus. Okay, so yan. Nilagay ka lang yan, but I know you have that already in your lecture. Okay, for the covering of the spinal cord, you have the same covering as the brain. Okay, you have the dura, which is the outer covering. The middle layer is the arachnoid, and the one that closely invests the spinal cord is the pia mater. Okay, so here, this is the dura. You have here the arachnoid and the pia. You also have the same spaces between the pia and the arachnoid is the subarachnoid space. Between the arachnoid and the dura is the subdural space. Okay, so the dura mater. Between the dura and the vertebral bone, that is the epidural space. Okay, it is made up of, or you have their loose connective tissue, fats, and the epidural venous plexus, which is very important when we introduce anesthesia. So yung mga anesthesiologists natin, dyan nila minsan pinapadaan yung ating mga gamot sa epidural. So when you hear, pag yung mga anak, what type of anesthesia, epidural, so dyan yung tina-target na area nila. Again, that is between the dura and the vertebra. Okay, so yan. Subdural space between the arachnoid and the dura. So this is the dura mater, which is again a dense, strong, fibrous membrane. It encloses the spinal cord and the cauda equina. It is continuous above the foramen magnum with the, anong layer ng dura? Meningeal or endosteal layer? Wala na akong kausap. Naghang ba ako? Yan, akala ko naghang na ako. Meningeal layer of the dura mater, and it ends inferiorly at the filum terminale, at the lower border of the S2 or the second sacral vertebra. So again, this is another picture of the dura mater. So your dura mater also extends along each nerve root. Okay, so it becomes your epineurium, the one that is the outer covering of the spinal nerves. Okay, so yan, again, your dura extends to cover the spinal nerves. We call that now the epineurium. Okay, that is again, is made up of dense connective tissue. It covers your spinal nerve. Okay, that is the dura. Now, we go to the middle layer, which is the arachnoid. Yeah, no, it is made up of thin filamentous collagen fibers, okay? It is a very delicate layer, okay? It lies between the pia and the dura mater. The pia mater internally and the dura mater externally. So, again, You have here the subarachnoid space between the pia and the arachnoid, a subdural space between the arachnoid and the dura mater. Okay, so yan yun. So it is continuous with the covering of the brain, ha, yung ng spinal cord. Siya rin yung covering ng ating brain. Okay, so this arachnoid also ends at the filum terminale at the level of the lower border of the second sacral vertebra. Okay. Here, the pia mater. Okay, so this one, the pia mater, that is the one that closely covers the spinal cord. Okay, so here you will see, class, this thickening on either side of the spinal cord in between the nerve roots, between the spinal nerves. You have here this thickening of the pia mater. We call this the denticulate ligaments or the ligamentum denticulatum. Okay, so this ligamentum denticulatum passes laterally to adhere to the arachnoid and the dura. Okay, so again, this thickening of the pia mater is called the denticulate ligament or ligamentum denticulatum. It is found in between the spinal nerves. Okay, so yung function niyan, imagine you have this structure that holds the spinal cord. So pag nagkaroon kayo ng vehicular accident or ano, hindi masyadong gagalaw yung spinal cord nyo because you have that denticulate ligament to protect your spinal cord. Okay? Okay. That is the pia mater, the denticulate ligament. Okay, so this is another picture of the denticulate ligament. Okay, so you have here again the thickening of the pia mater on the lateral ends. Okay, the denticulate ligament. And we have now the ventricles. The ventricles, which are spaces within the brain. It contains your cerebrospinal fluid. First among the ventricles are the lateral ventricles. So the lateral ventricles, class, you have the right and the left lateral ventricle. It is located at the cerebrum or the cerebral cortex. Okay, these are two large ventricles, roughly C-shaped in shape. Para siyang letter C. You have the anterior horn, the body, the posterior horn, and the inferior horn of the lateral ventricles, okay? And within the lateral ventricles are your choroid plexus, the one that produces your cerebrospinal fluid, okay? The cerebrospinal fluid. So again, the ventricle of the cerebrum, that is the lateral ventricle, okay? So yeah, that is the anterior horn, and this one, that is the inferior horn. Okay, you can see that the inferior horn is located at the occipital lobe of the cerebrum, and the anterior horn is located at the frontal lobe of the cerebrum. Okay? Okay. So this one, so sagittal section, you can see that the choroid plexus, again, is located at the lateral ventricles, but you still have choroid plexus still in your third ventricle. Again, the importance of the choroid plexus is they're the one that produces your cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so again, the lateral ventricles, they are the ventricles of the cerebral cortex or the cerebrum. Okay, so this is a C-shaped cavity. Again, it is divided into the anterior horn, which is located at the frontal lobe, the body, it is located at the parietal lobe. The posterior horn is located at the occipital lobe, and the inferior horn at the temporal lobe. Okay, so in this picture, you can see that the lateral ventricles of the cerebrum is connected to the third ventricle. Okay, so yan, magkadikit yan. So the cerebrospinal fluid from the lateral ventricle now will go through the third ventricle via this structure, and that is the interventricular foramen of Monro. So this is a picture of the interventricular foramen of Monro. Again, that is the communication between the lateral and the third ventricle. Okay, take note, class, this is not the ventricle. Ventricles are spaces, okay? This is the corpus callosum. Okay, so yan, corpus callosum yan. That is the one that connects the right to the left cerebral hemisphere. Okay, that is a commissure, a large commissure in the brain. So the space at the cerebrum, yun yung lateral ventricle. Again, the lateral ventricle communicates with the third ventricle via this opening, and that is the interventricular foramen of Monro. Am I clear? Class?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And this one, class, this is now the thalamus. Okay, the thalamus. And the cavity of the thalamus is the third ventricle. So in between the thalami, the right and the left thalami, you have here a slit-like opening, and that is the third ventricle. Okay, so that is the third ventricle. So this is, class, sagittal section showing you, yeah, no, this is the thalami. Okay, the right and the left thalamus, this is the basal nuclei. Itong mga dark na yan, that is the basal nuclei. And again, the slit-like cavity between the two thalami, that is the third ventricle. Again, the third ventricle communicates anteriorly with the lateral ventricle via the, anong opening yon? Anong foramen yon, class?
Ventricular foramen of Monro.
Good. Naku, may nakikinig. Okay. Now, the third ventricle, class, communicates with the fourth ventricle. I guess you know this ventricle na, via the iter or the cerebral aqueduct. So this is the third ventricle. This is your thalamus. Okay, so that is the thalamus. Again, the cavity of the thalamus is the third ventricle. So it communicates with the fourth ventricle, which you've seen when we studied the brainstem via the iter or the cerebral aqueduct, which is the cavity of the midbrain. Kita nyo na yan. Paulit-ulit na. Okay? So again, that is the iter, cerebral aqueduct or aqueduct of Sylvius. That is the cavity of the midbrain. The iter connects the third to the fourth ventricle. Okay? So again, it is lying still by the ependyma. Okay, so it is surrounded by your periaqueductal gray, which you've seen when we studied the midbrain. Okay, so again, the cerebrospinal fluid from the lateral ventricles will go to the third ventricle via the interventricular foramen of Monro, then pass through the iter to communicate inferiorly with the fourth ventricle, which is the cavity of the pons and the superior part of the medulla. Okay, you can see, class, that the fourth ventricle, okay, so it lies anterior to the cerebellum. So this structure here, class, that is the cerebellum. Okay, that is the one that is responsible for involuntary movement. Okay, the cerebellum. Okay, so this is the fourth ventricle. The midbrain, okay, so this is the cut section of the midbrain, which you've seen several times when we study the brainstem. So this is the iter surrounded by the periaqueductal gray. Okay, next is again the fourth ventricle, which is a tent-shaped cavity. It is filled still with cerebrospinal fluid. Again, it is situated anterior to the cerebellum. Okay, so but anterior, baka ma-confuse kayo sa mga terms na ginagamit natin. Because, class, this is the anterior surface, di ba? Ito yung posterior, so it lies anterior to the cerebellum. Okay, so you have, so located niya posterior to the brainstem, di ba? So again, the fourth ventricle is the cavity of the pons and the superior part of the medulla or the medulla oblongata. Okay, so this is just the cut section of the pons. If you still remember, you have here yung clue nyo again that is the pons. You have here at the anterior part the striation. Okay, so those are your pontine nucleus and the transverse fibers. Pontine transverse fibers. And this is the cavity, which is the fourth ventricle. Okay. Okay. This is the superior part of the medulla. Your clue is you have here the inferior olivary nucleus. Okay, so again, the cavity is the fourth ventricle. Okay, so going down, you have now the central canal, okay, which is the cavity of the spinal cord as well as the cavity of the inferior part of the medulla. Okay, so yan, that is the central canal surrounded by the periaqueductal gray. Okay, so the central canal, it is continuous, or it is found through the entire length of the spinal cord. Okay, so it expands inferiorly to become the terminal ventricle. Okay. Again, it is lined by the ependyma and it is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Dapat ata nauna itong slide na to. So this is class the inferior medulla, and the cavity again is the central canal. Okay. Okay, so here, that is the obex, and that is the beginning of the central canal. Again, when the central canal is the cavity of the inferior part of the medulla, when it leaves the foramen magnum, it now becomes the spinal cord. So yan, tuloy-tuloy siya to become the cavity of the spinal cord and ends inferiorly at the terminal ventricle of the spinal cord. Okay. So that ends our orientation. Okay, do you have any questions? Ikinig pa ba sa akin? Class?
No questions po.
Oh, do you have question?
Wala po.
Okay, how about the others? Si John lang yung sumasagot sa akin. So kasi sure hands. Do you have any questions? Na-understand nyo bang meninges ventricles? Very easy.